guys, it's Sherry G. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't done so, hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because I will be back. White labels and fables. It seems to be the thing with this Huntsville cast. But before I get into that, because I got questions, let me say this. The views expressed in this video are alleged, they're of opinion, my opinion, and those who comment in the comment section below, and it's for entertainment and learning purposes only. So, I posted a video earlier of Skull Industries and the alleged facts, according to the information that I found, public records that I found, that they have a permit to build a Fairfield Inn and Suites in Madison, Alabama, on Madison Avenue, that comes in at about $7,600,000. But before I talk about that, did you guys see Destiny's IG Live, her latest one? I think it was yesterday. She posted a live, and it was really, really short and really, really brief. In my opinion, it was like a marketing ploy, sort of, a PR kind of move, gone bad, in my opinion. Like I said, it was really, really short. She came on, she jibber-jabbered for a couple of seconds, and then she said, oh, you guys wanted to know what I do to take care of my skin. And I think it's a question that might have popped up in the live. I didn't go back and look at it, because even if it was, I felt a way about it. My imagination, I mean, like, my mind's always going. So I'm like thinking, okay, that was a setup just so she could put in a plug for this product. And she took us on a little walk to, it was like a closet, I guess it seemed like, I don't know. It's the same home that she's been in, you know, the marital home that she and LeBaric had, that's for sale, that she's supposed to allegedly be moving out of, that she's allegedly squatting in. She's still in that house, and she has the Christmas tree up, and she says it's going to be up till March. But anyway, moving on. She took us around to this little closet where she pulled out this bottle, and it was a cute little bottle, and it had some liquid something in it, and she sprayed it, and she said, oh, so this is what I do for my skin. It's my new skincare product. It's called Madani Skin Glow. And she didn't give a lot of details about it. She just said, I use it to cleanse my face, I use it to moisturize my face, or for whatever I want to use it for. And I thought, okay, that didn't sound too good. Anyway, someone asked her if it was for sale, and she said, well, it'll be for sale. You know, I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember her exact words. I think Destiny's a trip. Anyway, she said it's not for sale now, that she's focusing on her candle. And I thought to myself, well, that's good, Destiny. Let's focus on the one thing and get that going before we get to the next thing. But I thought it was just pretty interesting, because she also mentioned, oh yeah, she mentioned that she'd been talking about this skincare product for 3 years. Have you heard about it? Because I haven't. I mean, seriously, I'm like, where have I been, under a rock? Because I've been watching this show from its beginning, and I don't ever remember her saying anything about a skincare product. Or maybe she was talking about it to herself, or maybe she was talking about it to her friends. I don't know. Maybe she did talk about it on the show and I just missed it. Did you hear her say anything about it? I mean, for 3 years. She said she's been talking about it for 3 years. She didn't say who she was talking to, though, so I don't know. But speaking of white labels, I'm thinking, yeah, you need to focus on the candle, because allegedly it's a white label. Are we going to get the truth about that? Is Destiny going to be on the show? I started thinking about that too. I'm like, because you just never know what's going on with Carlos King. And I know allegedly it's been said that she's not coming on the show and she hasn't filmed yet. But I believe that Mel said today that they were wrapping up on filming, and then they were going to begin editing and all that kind of stuff. So maybe she is going to get a small segment in the show. Who knows? But anyway, I just thought it was interesting, her saying that she's been talking about this for 3 years, and I'm thinking, okay, but you really need to, like you said, focus on the candle, because they're saying that it's a white label. Doesn't mean that it's not a white label, but give us the story behind your reignite candle. Anyway, white labels and fables, right? Speaking of that, whatever happened to Inez wine? Allegedly, that was a white label too. And you can't purchase it anymore. What is Martell going to be doing? I mean, what's his storyline going to be? That's going to be interesting. And he's been particularly quiet these days, so we don't know. It's going to be interesting. Now, continuing with the white labels and fables, the Scotts, chocolate in a bottle. Allegedly, chocolate in a bottle is a white label. It's not theirs. When they first introduced us to it, and they had the congratulatory ceremony for it, it said black chocolate in a bottle, but allegedly they can no longer put black on the bottle because it isn't theirs. You guys need to head over to Anthony Lofty's channel, because he did a live review where he did a tasting. He actually tasted the bottle. I think he drank the whole bottle right there, talking to us, because it is good. But he also, he did a deep dive into how the bottle, the drink came about in the first place. So you want to head on over to his channel. And I know a lot of people were saying that they weren't particularly interested in buying from the Scotts because they're not necessarily trustworthy, allegedly. So I get that, but he gives a way that you can purchase it where you don't have to go through the Scotts, and where he actually gave a discount code. So if you haven't done so, head over to Anthony Lofty's channel, subscribe, so you can listen to the live and you can get information on how to purchase chocolate in a bottle. Because again, he said it was really good. He gave it a thumbs up. So continuing with the Scotts. So that's the first thing about them. But then the second thing is Black itself. The Black Cigar Lounge allegedly isn't theirs solely. So there's a group of frat brothers that actually own Black. But they allegedly allowed Tisha and Marceau to be the face of Black. In my opinion, it's not a white label, but a fable, because they put themselves out there as they were the sole owners. That's how they sold it to us, right? They never mentioned a partnership at all. They never mentioned a partnership. But I do remember when it came to chocolate in a bottle, I do remember Marceau saying it was a partnership. He just didn't give all the details. So again, not totally forthcoming. And the thing about it that was missing for me, and that along with Inez Wines, is like they never talked about the process, how these wines were made, what it was like to go to the vineyard and pick the grapes, doing the grape testing and, the tasting of the grapes to select the grapes, and for chocolate in a bottle, like the nuts that make the chocolate, how they went about picking, the flavors for chocolate in a bottle, because that would have made for very interesting TV. But they didn't do that. So I'm like, okay. And this is why. So that's what I'm thinking now. Oh, we missed all that. They never show that. But this is why. They couldn't show it because they weren't a part of it. Anyway, moving on. Earlier this week, I posted a video regarding Skull Industries being in contract to build a hotel in Madison, Alabama, on Madison Avenue, Fairfield Inn & Suites, and that they actually had a permit to build this hotel coming in at $7,600,000. So at face value, it's good, right? It's good. It gives them some money. It shows them moving in a direction where they're actually working in their supposed niche. We could get to see that on the show. But in the back of my mind, I have so many questions. And the main question, I guess the main thing that keeps lingering over in my mind. And people who were commenting in the comment section after I posted the video, were saying, well, allegedly they wouldn't be able to build if they have this $5.5 million lawsuit looming over them, with all of those allegations in the lawsuit of fraud and misrepresentation and blase, blase, blase. Because that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking that this is good, but the permit's here, and the permit's in their name. It says Skull Industries on the permit, or what we could see, because you can't actually see the actual permit. In order to see the actual permit, you'd have to have access into the system. So you'd have to have a password to get into the system. So as far as what we could see, it said Skull Industries. I did pull up the schematics of the hotel. It did give the engineering company, but it doesn't mention who the general contractor is. So I'm just wondering, is this a ploy for the show too? Just to make it look like Skull Industries is actually building this hotel? Because, so far, everything that they've done that we know of, besides the two small projects where one was a bar and grill that they remodeled, and they remodeled, allegedly, Credit One, which is Maurice's project, his office building. And allegedly, according to those records, those were the two projects that they had in 2022. And allegedly, according to any other public records, there is nothing else that's big or huge or anything that equates to the size of this hotel. And to me, it's such an astronomical difference between a $48,000 project being your largest in 2022 to now being the general contractor over a $7,600,000 project. Like, we're your credentials. We're the credentials that say we can trust you to build a structure like this. So that's been looming in the back of my mind. I actually operate a hotel, and we're going through a major renovation in November. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I am so excited. But it's been a process, like finding the right contractors. Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? And all of the things that go into just doing a renovation, which it's not going to be nearly that amount of money, but it's going to be some money. But, the particulars and all around that, I can't imagine. Now, this is my opinion. I can't imagine entrusting a project like this Fairfield Inn and Suites to someone who has such a small portfolio behind them. And allegedly, as far as we know, Marceau was, prior to having Sculpt, which allegedly the Scotts helped them build. Before that, he was working in a movie theater, and I think he was managing in a movie theater, perhaps. I could be wrong about that, but he was working in a movie theater prior to that. So something just feels so off about this whole thing to me. I would like to be wrong because, it's a good thing, to be happening in Huntsville. Well, it's not Huntsville, but Madison, and it's close to Huntsville. And it's a good thing that could be happening for them. I just don't want to go into season 6 with more fables, lies, right? Half-truths. Like, we're not the general contractor, but we're actually the subbies, or the sub-subbies, because someone actually said, in her opinion, that they're not even subcontractors, they're subcontractors. So season 6 is going to be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But anyway, that's all I have for you for now. If you haven't done so, hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I will be back. Until then, ciao.